Hi, my name's Elliot, and this is my presentation on the United States Holocaust Museum and the Ghetto Fighters House. I chose to compare and contrast these two infamous Holocaust memorials. Again, the United States Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., and the Ghetto Fighters House in Israel. Through my detailed and informative paper, you're able to take a close look at both of these museums' layout, size, architectural characteristics, and portrayal of the Holocaust and its victims as well as its survivors. Here, what we're looking at is my Padlet. I chose in my Padlet just to highlight a few specific elements that I found in each museum, such as their interior and exterior presence, key exhibits, and what they mean, and their founders as well. So the first thing we can look at up here in the top left, we can see the front entrance of both of the museums, and I just wanted to throw these in here to highlight the unique and completely personal appearance that they both have. Secondly, in the middle here, we have images of the founders of each museum. In the blue up top is the founders of the Ghetto Fighters House, which is a group of Holocaust survivors, and some of the last remaining survivors of the Warsaw Ghetto Revolt. And then in white on the bottom here, we have President Jimmy Carter speaking alongside two other key founders of the United States Holocaust Museum. Third, over here to the right, is the Hall of Remembrance exhibit and the view from the observation deck at the Ghetto Fighters House. Both the Hall of Remembrance and observation deck allow their visitors to personally reflect and build on their own informed decisions after what they just saw on all the previous exhibits in the museum. Scroll down here, we can see the children's tile wall and the stained glass exhibit. Both the children's tile wall and stained glass exhibit highlight the Holocaust through the eyes of children who were unfortunately involved. The stained glass exhibit in blue here features 17 stained glass windows whose designs are based on the drawings of children in the Terezin ghetto, kids who were raised there. And then up here in white is the children's tile wall, which offers unique and individual drawings of children from the Holocaust. And then in the middle here is just some archives. These are archives that you can see and put your hands on in the United States Holocaust Museum. And then down below here in blue are archives from the Ghetto Fighters House. And it says here, both the Ghetto Fighters House and the United States Holocaust Museum offer access to written testimonies, as well as an abundance of photo archives for their audience to read and view through the eyes of a Holocaust survivor. Next, over here to the right, is the Hall of Witness in the Yizkor Hall. They're both very different, but they're two exhibits that really stood out to me, which is why I wanted to put them on here. They made a pretty lasting impression on me, and the Yizkor Hall especially does such a great job of making a lasting remembrance of Jews through bringing back their lost culture during the Holocaust, which is this one down here. Down here on the left is the pile of shoes in the United States Holocaust Museum. And then in blue is the Deadly Medicine exhibit. While both the pile of shoes and Deadly Medicine exhibits are different, they are a stark reminder of the fragility of life during the Holocaust. The pile of shoes aims to evoke emotions from its audience, while the Deadly Medicine exhibit is geared more towards educating its audience. One thing I can say is that to this day I still vividly remember seeing the pile of shoes when I went to the United States Holocaust Museum probably 10 years ago, and just the emotions I felt when I saw it in person. And then over here to the right, the last thing we have is the Wall of Remembrance, and then the In Memoriam exhibit in the Ghetto Fighters House. Both the Wall of Remembrance and In Memoriam exhibits are images of the faces of Holocaust victims of all ages. Both exhibits attempt to exploit an emotional connection between their audience and the victims they see. I believe these exhibits in particular do a great job of allowing their audience to draw a personal connection to victims and survivors of the Holocaust. That sums up my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.